Hello everyone, welcome to my painting diary. This is chapter 25 and let's get straight into it. So, what you're looking at here is my Empire army for Warhammer Fantasy. Now, I'll do a separate video which will probably come out a couple of days after this one where I go a little more in depth on the project that I'm doing for my Warhammer Fantasy. But suffice to say, this has been a labor of love for me for many years, as it's the game that got me into not only the hobby but the modeling and everything like that. Empire was the very first thing that got me into this hobby. And the original bumblebees that I painted, I sold many years ago. But then I decided to redo one, and I don't know. I've seen quite a few videos lately of a lot of folks, sort of rekindling their love for Warhammer Fantasy. I also found the Warhammer Armies project, which is a supplement, sort of an unofficial supplement that someone's been doing with lots of the books that weren't done during Warhammer Fantasy, like Cathay, Kislev, that sort of thing. Anyway, so I'll go into more in depth in the Empire project video. But suffice to say, I decided to paint some more of my Empire stuff. So this block of Empire Spearmen over here, this is what I did previously, just to show you sort of what I'm aiming for. So I like to do my units in 30, especially when you're playing Empire, so you can take a couple more casualties and whatnot. So I just brought that block out just to show you. So I've done a few more blocks in the front here. I've done another block of 24 Spearmen. As you can see, it's missing a rank at the back there, as I've run out of these. These are the old 6th edition Spearmen that came in the starter box. So you had two types. You had the ones with the marching upright like this, and then you had the sort of spear pointing forwards, sort of in an attacking pose. I've used only the ones with the spears pointing upwards. I've been collecting them throughout the years, did a few head swaps, shield swaps, that sort of thing, just to make them a little more unique, and then build them into a unit of what looks like marching spearmen. Yeah, so unfortunately I couldn't make out the final rank, as I've run out of those type of spearmen. So if you have any lying around and you don't need them, just give me a shout. I would happily take them off your hands. And then I also did, which was a favorite of mine, is the great swords. So these are the new plastic great swords. I've had them for a while. I had 20, and then I made custom made or converted, if you like, 4 more from bits of pieces. The thing about these Empire kits is that they're so versatile, and as soon as you build up, you get a few boxes together, you can build up and make, a really interesting, well, but you can make a lot of conversions and kit bash the kits together. So the great swords, or gold swords as they're normally known, as they're quite expensive. I got, obviously they come in boxes of 10. I got 24 here, so I they give you enough of the right arms, but not a lot of the left arms, and obviously bodies and legs. So I took some bodies and legs from the, well, I can show you here. So for example, you can see this fella here. He's got legs from the Empire's militia state troops box set, with a little extra armor on, and then I use the head and arms from the greatsword box set, but the body is from the men at arms kit, or whatever you call it, state troops box set. So anyway, 24 of them, and they're all painted in my Avalon color scheme. None of the banners have any markings on it as yet, as I don't really know what I want to do with that. So for example, the great swords, I've just done a plain yellow one at the moment, then the spearmen have a yellow and black one separately, and then eventually I'll do some pattern on the banners itself, but I don't know what that's going to be yet. So that's why I've left it blank, and I haven't done the basing on the stands as yet. I also painted a random crew member for the cannon. I like this one. This was actually the one that started me off getting back into it. I painted up this guy, and then I thought, you know what, let's get out the Empire and finish them off. This was something I started a while back when I did the project. This was an objective counter, I was going to do like a Griffin Standard on here, because the Griffin Standard back in the day was the banner to have for the Empire, and I thought it'd be a good objective. They lost the battle standard, need to reclaim it, or whatever the case may be. So, little objective marker there, and an Empire captain on horse. This is from the standard Empire. So they brought out this captain box set where you can make a mountain footed version. It's very static, if you like. The mounted version is quite nice. The foot version is back here somewhere, which I've used as just a great sword foot soldier. But yes, so there you go. That's another bucket load of infantry added to the army. As I said, I still need to get 6 more spearmen to fill out that rank, and 6 more great swords to fill out this rank. I don't know if I want to buy another. I mean, I think these great swords are about 25-30 quid for 10. I don't know if I want to spend another 25-30 quid just to buy that extra rank. I mean, like I said, the bits come in handy, and maybe I will, I don't know. I do have some STL files from Last Sword Miniatures, who have effectively great swords. I don't know how close they'll match to these. I'll see. I'm not decided yet, but for now, this is what I've done. I'll bulk out the ranks at a later stage, but I'll move on to some other stuff that I already have built for the Empire and paint that, and then come back to things I haven't got built or even have yet. So there we go. That's what I've painted so far. So 24 spears, 24 great swords, an Empire captain, an Empire cannon crew member, and a objective marker. I didn't paint that. That's been done ages ago. Alright, let's see what else I got. Next up, we have some Napoleonic figures. This is the Highlanders, the Black Watch, from Warlord Games. This was for a customer, and I'm thinking they're using this for black powder. Man, it's not zooming in very nicely, so hopefully there'll be Facebook pages. On my Facebook page, there will be pictures. I'll put it up there. I don't know what I was saying beforehand, but anyway, yeah, so these are all Warlord metals, 24 of them with command. The flags are from Flags of War, and they're based up in a sort of a Mediterranean theme, if you like. And yeah, they're pretty decent. This is not something I do often, actually. I don't often get a chance to paint Napoleonic figures, so it's quite daunting when you have to do them exactly, you know, like a specific unit or whatever the case may be, as this was the Black Watch, so they had a specific tartan scheme, you know, the little red and white sort of patching on the hats and the socks, and obviously had to be ranked up in a certain way. Hopefully I've achieved what needed to be done, and the customer will be happy with this. I got one more unit to do of these sort of figures, which is the Cameron Highlanders next. Hopefully that'll be on the next painting diary. But yeah, so this will be going back to the customer, and well, that's it. I don't have much else to say. I don't really do a lot of Napoleonic stuff. Not because I don't want to. I mean, I've got a couple of figures upstairs that I'll get to eventually, of my own, and more of a skirmish sort of format rather than you know, the traditional format. Obviously the new Warlord Epic range just came out, and someone actually painted these Black Watch on those Epic ranges and did a fantastic job. Holy crap, that looked good, considering, you know, the tartan and the banding and all that sort of stuff. Well done to that person. Anyway, I've still got some more to show you, so let's move on to the next thing. So next up is some more Anglo-Zulu War stuff. So I've done one more addition to my British Army, which is this British Quartermaster. This is an Empress Mini, I believe, and I've painted him up to be a quartermaster for the army, so in charge of all the ammunition, etc. and he came out quite nice. I was pretty happy with that. That'll work nicely. And then some more Zulus. Now I did them in my customary 3 different tones of skin tones and so on. But I think I've reached my limit on painting Zulus. I did these very sloppily. They're not my greatest work, and I might have to come back to them at a later stage when I revisit the project. Especially, there's a new rule set from Firelock Games. Is it called Firelock Games? Blood and Steel, I think it's called. They got some new let's call it colonial rule sets, because I think it can be used in various periods. You know, the Anglo-Zulu War being one of them. And I definitely will have a look at that. But going back to this, I mean, this is not my best work. It was to the point where I was just trying to get them done, you know, so that they're usable in the army. But lots of sloppy bits, rushing through it, that sort of thing. And that's when I know, right, I've reached my limit on how many more of these I can paint for now. I mean, I got over 100 of them painted, and the last few months I've been churning them out in between my other projects. So I'm happy with how many I've got done. And we recently did a battle report where, you know, all the Zulus were painted, and I probably needed another 24 or so Zulus for that battle report. But I think I can say now, I can draw a line under this for now. I might do a showcase on my Anglo-Zulu War project, as I can't see me doing many more in the next couple of months. But like I said, when I get that Blood and Steel book, that might rekindle me to do a bit more, especially with some variety. As you know, I've added the quartermaster here for the British now, but I still need some cavalry, some lancers, some artillery, and some bits and pieces like that. But my focus has moved on to something else for now, so this will be a back burner project. But suffice to say, another, I don't know, 3, 6, 9, 12, 13, 14 Zulus, and another British officer. Alright, so the last thing I got to show you is some figures I painted for a customer for a game called Chronopia. Now, I don't have the figures anymore, as I obviously sent them back to him so he could be used. I think this is coming to Kickstarter soon, so instead I'll just stick some pictures at the back here. And you can see there were basically some knights used for a diorama, which I painted, and then the characters for the game, which I put on. We wanted some lava bases done for them, so we printed off some bases, desert bases, funny enough, and I just painted it like lava. So yeah, there you go. So have a look at those, and thank you very much for watching. And I'll be back soon with some more videos. Hopefully I'll have my showcase video for my, well, not my showcase, my project video for my Empire. Might do a showcase video for the Anglo-Zulu War project, and we have some more battle reports coming up. So yeah, thank you very much for the support, and see you guys later. Bye bye.